Hello, Howie here on a beautiful spring morning, about to take a walk. I've been walking regularly for about 50 days as I had a physical recently and the results were not pleasing. So I've taken up walking. However, I have to walk with intention because of my issues with my hips, knees, and arthritis. So let's go for a walk around the block, see the beauty, hear the birds, and walk with intention. When I say walking with intention, it also involves not just moving in a straight direction, but also moving diagonally or serpentine. Why serpentine? Because I find that with the disparities in my muscles and strength in my legs, that I utilize more of the lateral muscles in my thigh. And also you might see that the sidewalk here has been beveled and that it's uneven. So as I'm walking, I'm traversing the path. I also am leaning a little bit more on my left leg than my right because my pelvis is tipped and I get cramping when I am out of balance, and that's not pleasant. I'm also paying attention to how my feet are landing on the ground. Do I feel the outside of my feet, my big toe pad, the heel, and I'm moving along. It's a really nice quiet street here, and here's some really pretty rhododendron, and we'll continue. This is a nice hill, and I have to give my breathing some attention. Having nice slow exhales, breathing through my nose, except when I'm talking here. Keeping that focus on not only my left leg, but lifting the right abdominal area. That's a lot to think about, to keep my pelvis raised on that side. I'm also activating my left glute to keep that leg strongly engaging the ground. I'm relaxing my shoulders, lifting my chest, smelling the sweetness of spring, enjoying the quiet. Here's a nice patch of azaleas. Some Latin roses. Sun coming up east. So I like walking diagonally or serpentine because I feel like I'm maneuvering with the ground. The air is nice and cool. There's an area by the golf course. Watch out for that tree. Nice pretty sky. Around the bend. Birds fluttering about. Someone still gets a newspaper. Back to some pretty sky. Still paying attention to my feet. Lifting that right abdominal area. For me, for you, you may have the luxury of not having to pay attention when you walk. But for some, like myself, having this long-standing issue that doesn't necessarily go away with time. It requires more training. Here's a single iris. Going down a slope can put a little more strain on the quads, in front of the thighs, and that's also another reason why I serpentine, is to activate the stabilizing side muscles. Look at these nice pretty oaks. Gonna get to a busier street for a little while. Around the bend. So nice and green. I really appreciate the city of Raleigh making the effort to level our sidewalks. Also appreciating homes that have been here for decades. The trees have been here for many decades. It's so nice back here. Azalea is still blooming. Some brick wall over there. Got some roadies coming out. Oh, I've got the same bird feeder. Back to the walk. Pretty morning sky. Still paying attention. Where are my feet? How am I breathing? Enjoying the birds. Enjoying the fact that I'm able here to walk and not have to be in the car commuting. Here's magnolia getting ready to bloom soon. we're coming towards the finale loop. One more turn, but first, this wonderful knockout rose bush. So really pretty. Pause for a moment on that. Some nice rhododendron, and back to the track. Very interesting here. This house was, and all the trees were torn down very recently. That's really sad. Morning light. That's really sweet. Can you sense the coolness on an April morning? All right, around the bend. We're in a work zone now. Gotta watch out for that hose. Little finale hill. Keep that belly up. Shoulders down and back. Breathing. Heel ball toe. Alright. And neighbor has a very nice purple rhododendron. And alright. Little water spritz at the end. How about some snapdragons? For your visual pleasure. Some pansies before they're too hot to thrive. Alright. Through the water bath. Through the arches of the crepe myrtles. The row of azaleas. And then back to the you call this yoga garden. Hope you had a nice walk. Welcome your feedback. YouCallThisYoga.org. See you soon.